Hi, this is Andy from Full Send Fishing. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I'm dealing with a bunch of health issues that have kind of kept me off the water and kind of had my attention on other things. But I was thinking about it and I thought, well, I might try and do a few more videos here. Maybe try and help some of y'all catch some fish. This first one is going to be on the Ned Rig. This time of year it's winter right now, so the Ned Rig is fantastic for winter because it catches fish when a lot of other lures can't, because it's a downsized presentation. It's small, bite-sized little morsel for them, and it's something that they can eat without expending a lot of energy, which is what they like to do in this time of year. But I do the Ned Rig a little differently. Your typical Ned Rig hook looks something like that. A lot of times it's an exposed hook, and it's great, sticks the fish, great, and the lure comes on here and just fits on flat. There are a couple other type of Ned Rigs. The other standard type one here looks like this, and it has these little wires that help with keeping it out of weeds or from getting stuck. And it does a pretty good job. It's not perfect by any means, but it is definitely way more weedless than the traditional Ned Rig. Well, the one I'm going to show you is more like what's called a Jika Rig, but it's downsized. Jika Rig's been popular. It came over from Japan, and it basically gives your rig free range of motion, allows it to swing around, and keeps it a little bit off the bottom, just a tiny bit. It's actually a very, very useful presentation. Actually, like things like swim baits on Jika Rigs and all that are great. Anyway, the way I rig it, because I'm using it on a spinning rod, because with the Ned Rigs and these lighter weights, you definitely want to, you're going to use either a BFS system or a spinning rod. And if you're using a spinning rod, they're prone to line twist. So one of the things I do is I use a small swivel on it. And like I say, this is basically a downsized Jika Rig. I don't know if I'll be able to hopefully hold this up where you can see it. Well, you've got a hook, and you've got a sinker or a weight, and then you've got a swivel here. And this basically just travels along the bottom and allows the lure to just kind of wiggle around in the currents and react to however you move it. So anyway, I'm going to take a second and I will change camera and show you kind of how I make these, and the materials, how to make it and how to rig it, and you get basically a fish catching machine like that, and it will just very easily move around and very enticing for fish. So anyway, give me a second and we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make this real quick. Basically, I'm going to make this one as a 1/4 ounce, just because here we have some highland reservoirs that are very, very deep, and so when you use the Ned, you want to bounce it down some of these rock ledges that are just sheer drops, and the little heavier weight helps get it down. The water can be 60, 70 feet deep, about 10 feet to 20 feet from shore, so it goes down pretty quickly. So anyway, first thing you're gonna need are your hooks. I'm using size 1.0, and I like the G-Lock worm hooks from Gamakatsu. They're high quality, they hold on to everything well, and they stick them. You're gonna need some power swivels, or some swivels. You don't have to use these brands that I'm recommending, but you'll have good results if you do. I'm using the Spro power swivels in a size 6. It's an 80-pound test, but they move very, very freely. So they're going to help eliminate line twist and that sort of thing, as well as being strong. And because the Ned Rig is able to, the weights are able to move freely from the hook, or at least more freely, it makes it tougher for the fish to throw, especially when you add in a swivel like this. You're also going to need some split rings. I'm using these Spro Power split rings. That's a mouthful. Size 2, 32-pound test. Wherever you're throwing a Ned Rig, you're not gonna really bust that out, that's for sure. These are really, really well made. And then you need a set of split ring pliers. I actually got these from Bass Pro Shops. They're very good. Their KVD makes some that are like this, but these are nice. That spring-loaded action is good. Anyway, first thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your split ring and you're going to open it up. If you don't know how to do this, there are tons of videos, but basically you're just putting there's a little hook here, and you're just putting it in to the, there's like a little kind of in between the little ring parts, so it opens it up. I'll show you here in a second. Sometimes these little rings are tough to get, and my hands are not the most dexterous these days. Okay, so you're gonna open it up like that. Hopefully you can see that. The split ring is open. And the first thing I'm gonna put on is the swivel. So I'm gonna take one side of the swivel, the little loop here, and I'm going to put it onto the split ring. Just like that. And then I'm gonna slide that around just a little bit. I don't wanna slide it around all the way yet. So we wanna use the fact that it's in there to our advantage and make it easier to add these other things. So then I'm gonna open the split ring again. The next thing that's gonna go in is the weight. This one is a 1/4 ounce drop shot weight. Excuse me. 1/4 ounce drop shot weight, and these particular ones come with a little loop on the end. Some drop shot weights have like the little crimp end like this. If you have the crimp end ones, you're gonna need to open them up a little bit. But if you get the loop end ones, then they'll go on nice and easy and you don't have to mess with them. The other thing is that I, generally speaking, like to either like black or like this one's a green pumpkin. And I like these weights also because they are labeled, and I'm sure you can't see that in here, but just in case you can, it says a 1/4 ounce. So this is a little bit heavier one. Okay. So we've got it looking like this right here. The next thing you wanna do is you wanna put on the hook. And the easiest way to do this, if you haven't kept moving things around, is to move the hook, make the hook face upward, the point. So basically it's going to slide right on. And then once it's on, you're going to rotate the split ring around until everything is on there solidly and not caught between the little ring itself. You can see right there, that's swinging freely, has the hook attached, and has the swivel on there. As far as how you rig this, really, really simple to rig. You're just gonna take your Ned lure, and you're just gonna rig this like Texas rig, so it's weedless. This will go through just about everything, much better than a regular Ned head. So you're just gonna go right in the middle here, You're just gonna go in maybe 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't take much. So just about that much. You're gonna put it on here, and you're gonna rotate that around. So it's like this. It's always hard to do the things there. And once you get it in to where it's like that, you're gonna kind of measure how far back the hook's gonna be. You're gonna poke it through, and there's a bunch of videos, a million videos on Texas rigging and Texposing. So you'll be able to find them on YouTube. And then I just Texpose it, and you get a nice weedless rig that comes right through cover, won't give you line twist, helps keep the fish pinned, and you can really feel the bottom too with the tungsten on the drop shot weight. Now, like I say, you don't need to do that, and you can use other types. This one I made is that's an 1/8 ounce tungsten weight. So this one would be for a little bit shallower. But yeah, they work, I think, better than the traditional Ned rig. Like I say, weedless, come through cover, and the fish bites on that, and that hook pops right out and gets them. So it'll definitely help your hookups and your enjoyment of fishing the Ned rig. So I hope this helps you, and I will talk to you next time, okay? See ya.